Not too long after Tyson Fury winning the WBC Heavyweight Championship title on February 22nd, 2020 from Deontay Wilder, multiple reports have been swirling about Tyson Fury's gloves. In this video, we're going to be discussing this controversy and how this could affect the third fight between Wilder and Fury.
My name is Vernon F. Miller, and this is Sports News Stream, where we provide the latest content in sports. Please, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified of all the latest content we upload. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you. And please comment along with hitting that like button. We reply to all comments.
Well, where do we start? Tyson Fury has a lot of things going on right now. A lot of things have been swirling since the February 22nd, 2020 fight or victory over Deontay Wilder. Let's get right into it. According to multiple reports, and let me just put out there, it hasn't been mainstream reports. It's been what we call secondary reports or a lot of YouTube channel reports and a lot of reports coming out of the UK. Tyson Fury's actual his home country, have been reporting about you would want to call it adjusted padding and things of that nature with Tyson Fury's gloves. At the very least, the first two fights with Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury had his gloves looked like they were at the very least adjusted all the way down to his knuckles were adjusted down to the wrist area, which gave his left hand a flappy open glove motion, which in the sport of boxing, if you know anything about boxing, you know the rules are no open gloves, no hitting with the wrist, no backhands, no overhands on top of the head, no hitting in the back of the head, and so forth. And these were clear violations that Tyson Fury were committing, and he was not reprimanded in any way. Now, upon further investigation through quite a few YouTube channels and sports media channels like that, it's coming to find out that he may have actually been hitting Deontay Wilder with the knuckles at the wrist area. And you say to yourself, okay, what type of advantage does that have in boxing? Well, if you're hitting a person bare knuckle compared to the opponent who's hitting you with a padded glove, it can cause significant damage to where it can pretty much knock a person out. You're fighting bare knuckles. So, and I believe the left hand is Tyson Fury's power hand. So, it can definitely produce a lot of advantages in a situation like that. And then there's just more reports coming out. Now there's a young man named Martin Carefoot who's allegedly claiming that Tyson Fury and his camp offered him 25,000 pounds to state that he provided Tyson Fury tainted boar meat, and and this was the reason that he failed his drug test in 2015. And these reports are coming out of his home country in the UK, not the United States, the UK. I find it very interesting that ESPN, Max Kellerman, Stephen A., and all these other sports channels and platforms in the United States haven't even whispered about this controversy. Meanwhile, Deontay Wilder says that his costume was one of the main reasons or the main culprit of him losing the second fight, and this made front page news on most of the sports media outlets in the United States. I find it even interesting that no one's even talking about this. Undisputed, First Take, Max on Boxing, or anything of that nature. None of these geared boxing sports entities are even mentioning this controversy. This is a very, very big deal. This is an extreme big deal. I believe the third fight is tentatively set for July 18th of this year in Las Vegas. So it's going to be interesting to see how Tyson Fury actually responds in the ring. He has responded publicly, letting both promoters, Frank Warren, his UK promoter, and Bob Arum, his United States promoter, pretty much saying, no worries, I will save the day again. So he's definitely lighthearted about the situation. It's just interesting as a colleague, Dante Boxing Nation, he calls it the hope insurance. That's pretty much what it seems like. Like over here in the United States, like there's no mention of this controversy whatsoever, and I find it I'm almost perplexed by it. Where this is big news. This could be a situation where Tyson Fury's boxing career could be definitely in jeopardy, and there's no mention of it in any form of the fashion over here in the United States. But in his home country, he's definitely being, this controversy is definitely, at the very least, being discussed. So it's going to be interesting to see how, can this be the momentum Deontay Wilder needs to go ahead and get that WBC title back. Now, remember, when we did, Sports News Stream did the fight preview, the second fight preview for Wilder Fury. We predicted Wilder would come out as the victor by knockout. And I was just perplexed on how easily Deontay Wilder was dominated. Now, was this truly by this glove theory? I don't know. That remains to be seen. But you have to throw that into the equation now, because this is something that you're not supposed to do when you're in the boxing ring. And multiple reports have been coming out now that, at the very least, there have been some issues with Tyson Fury's glove. So with that being said, it's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. Also, NSAC, the Nevada State Athletics Commission, has they have concluded their findings and stated and pretty much feel that there was no wrongdoing by Tyson Fury, which I find very interesting as well. So they're pretty much saying, hey, he pretty much did nothing wrong. Business continues as usual. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. From my understanding, Deontay Wilder will exercise the rematch clause on July 18th. And you can best believe if this fight actually comes to fruition, Tyson Fury's gloves will be thoroughly checked. Please understand that. Even if you're going back to, it was interesting, I was doing some research, an individual, a former sparring partner by the name of Nicholas Asbury, stated that in a sparring match that he had with Tyson Fury, he actually had padding missing from his gloves. So there has been a consistent action by Tyson Fury with his gloves. So it's going to be definitely interesting to see how this all plays out. If there is a third rematch and it comes to fruition, we will definitely be presenting a preview on that and making a prediction. And more importantly, we will also be following this story as it picks up legs and see what comes about from this. It's a possibility Tyson Fury could maybe even get banned from this. So it's going to be interesting to see how this comes out and how this plays out, even if he possibly gets stripped. So let us know what you think in the comment section below. Definitely appreciate all the love and support. And don't forget to hit that subscribe channel and hit that notification for future videos. We're on to the next one.